Hello, I'm gonna show you is this three project that I have worked over the last year and a half, right? From the front end, the back end, and using also Google Cloud Functions. So first, it all start here at the front end. We're using here the Vue 3. I'm showing you right now is the files where I collaborate or I create. In this case, I create this entry point for the Vue 3, all right? And a component that I particularly work on that, which is similar behavior as when you tap on a message from Telegram, Instagram, or Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, you name it, that pop-ups an array of emojis, right? And to test that UI, we use something called Storybook to do that. And also I collaborate with the auth user, and especially here we're using the shallow ref because that allows us to integrate with an external state management system. Since by default Vue reactivity system work by deeply converting JavaScript objects into reactive property, and sometimes that behavior is unwanted or unnecessary. And then now we're looking at the init. A method that I collaborate here and I made this. We were using is socket.io, an npm package for handling or for creating event-driven applications. For example, chat applications. So then right now what we're looking is at the backend or the chat servers and the files that I collaborate. Particularly here, I create these Docker files to improve the CI, specifically for building and test or environment, and also define the environment here, and the entry points using an express server. Okay. We use, for example, RESTful routes for sign-in router to sign in for authentication, for handling authentication. And I create the chatbot router here, right? Which is this index.js file. So this is the entry point for the socket.io server, right? Here we're using is a wrapper of WebSocket, and here is where I define all of the events and to listen for those events, particularly for the chat application, so related to threads or message. And then I'm also going to show you is a particularly controller for a message, right? When you're reading, when you detect the create new message, which, and again, we're talking about here in a chat app context. Great. Then now, I'm showing you right now is this cloud function, the Google Cloud Functions, which is something that I create here, especially this particular files on how to create these hooks for the event hooks, the group hooks, the user hooks, and also, well, the importance of using is the Firebase admin and the Firebase functions package, and these fixtures, which I have to comment here. I have to put some comment because it allows us to populate meeting events by performing series of steps before. All right, and then fetch that so we can show that on an staging environment. So the thing is that once I document this, to find Gus, to assign him as an organizer, this is, and again, very specific to the meeting events, and I'm showing you is only for demo purpose. So we're using here right now is the database, the Firestore, the collection, to fetch all of that, to find that and to set that as an organizer. After that, we'll find all journeys and find our groups, and again, it's very, very specific to the meeting events or the algorithm we want to accomplish, which the idea here is to populate its meeting events, okay, in the database for a year, or in other words, is to create events, meeting events for a year, which is loop for 52 times the number of weeks in a year, to add meeting events every Thursday of the week using promise.all to parallelize the request. So as you can see here, what we're doing is just creating that, okay, and store on Firestore a meeting events on every Thursday of the week, starting from this date until this date, right? And then fetch the 50 meeting events document, so we can now show in a staging environment those meeting events. And well, hopefully it can has been helpful for you to, well, illustrate my coding skills and also my communicational skills. And with that, I wish you a happy day. Thanks.